So the questions that you need to answer with regard to the financial leverage: number one, should a company borrow? Number two, when should it borrow? Number three, how much should it borrow? And number four, when to deleverage? So the answer to the first question, should a company borrow? The answer is yes. A company should borrow provided company is able to earn a return on this borrowed capital which is much more than the cost of this borrowing. So if that is what is possible, then this company should borrow. So you are borrowing at the rate of 10% and you are paying an interest of you are borrowing at the cost of you are borrowing at the cost of 10% and you are earning a return of 15%, and you foresee that you will continue to do so in all times to come. Absolutely, go ahead, no problem, you can borrow. But if you are borrowing at the rate of 10% and you are earning a return on this borrowed capital of 8%, you are only committing suicide for your business. That means don't borrow. So the second question is, when should it borrow? It should borrow when the return on the capital borrowed is much more than the cost of the borrowed capital. Question number three, how much should a company borrow? And remember, these are the advices that all of you will need to give to your clients and also to your company. How much should a company borrow? A company should borrow as much as it can conveniently service over the tenure of the debt that it is taking. So if your company is taking a debt of 100 crore for next 7 years, check, is your EBITDA for next, is your projected EBITDA on the most realistic basis is good enough to take care of servicing of this 100 crore and repayment of this 100 crore over next 10 years. If that is what you come to the conclusion, of course you can borrow 100 crore and not otherwise. When to deleverage? So deleverage का मतलब क्या है? Deleverage का मतलब है to do the reverse of leveraging. So in case of leveraging, what you're doing, you are borrowing. So what you do in case of deleveraging, you repay the debt. So in case if the economic conditions in the market are bad, in that case you should go for deleveraging.